Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I took this dress that was way too big for me, but super cute, and turned it into this outfit. Please keep on watching. I had drawn a few little rough draft sketches and I posted on my Instagram and Facebook to ask for feedback on what I should make. Thank you everybody who gave their feedback. I love you. So I think I'm going to go with this right here. Let me show you what I'm working with. That is a very long dress and there is a bunch of fabric, and I think I might do, or actually I was thinking about doing the top and some shorts, and then if I had leftovers then I would do a skirt. So many possibilities. I honestly cannot decide still, even though I am starting this video. I guess we will see what the outcome will be. Alright, let's do this. So I started off with the top. I took the measuring tape and measured from the top of the shoulder strap down 21 inches. The 21 inches ends up being irrelevant because I ended up making the top even shorter. Eventually, you will see in the video. So I just marked all the way across, and after I was done marking it, I cut underneath the line. I cut the top halfway, and then I folded it in half and made sure that all of the seams were aligned, and I continued cutting. This just helps you get an even cut, and it was so much easier. The top was too big on me and I wanted it to be fitted, so I measured the biggest part of my upper body, which was my bust, which was 37 inches. Proud member of the IBTC, so don't come for me. I then took that measurement and halved it to get 18.5 inches, and that's how wide my top is going to be. To make things easier, I then took that 18.5 inches and halved that again so that I could fold my top in half to mark where I needed to hem. This helps me get an even fit. I measured out 9.25 inches and pinned the top where I'm going to sew. I also added 1/2 inch for seam allowance. I then sewed along the line I created and cut off the excess fabric. I'm not too fond of scoop neck tops, so I decided to cut off the top part of the shirt and add spaghetti straps. I measured 1.5 inches above the sunflower and I cut all the way across. Now I'm going to take this and sew a hem like this across the top, on the front and the back. For the straps, I used the scraps from the top. I sewed 2 pieces together. Then I folded them to create thin straps. I binded them together with the zigzag stitch. And it was that simple. I thought I was done with my top, so I moved on to the bottoms. At first I wanted to do pants like the ones that you see here, but I quickly changed my mind and I decided to do shorts. I cut the bottom half of the dress in half to make the legs. I wanted the waistband to be super dramatic, so I measured 4 inches and I used a pin to mark where I wanted my waistband to be. I used these pins as a guide so that I was able to fold the waistband down and it would be 4 inches all around. After I got my waistband where I wanted it, I pinned it down just to secure it. After getting my waistband where I wanted it to be, I took it to the sewing machine and sewed it all the way around, and I left a small opening so that I can put my elastic inside of the waistband. In order to put the elastic inside of the shorts, I used a safety pin on one end to fix the elastic to the shorts so that it wouldn't move, and then I used another safety pin on the other end of the elastic to feed it all the way around through the waistband. Once I got the elastic all the way around into the waistband, I cut off the excess elastic and then just sewed the elastic pieces together. I went over a few times just to make sure that it was secure. After getting the elastic in place, I pinned it down so that it wouldn't move, and I sewed a line above the elastic, making sure that I only got the fabric and not the elastic. This is how the waistband came out, and I really like how it looks. It definitely came out better than I could have ever imagined, and I am obsessed with it. To form the shorts, I had to sew the front and the back pieces together, and I just used a safety pin to mark how far down I wanted to sew. I used a zigzag stitch for this part of the shorts. Although this fabric is not really stretchy, the zigzag stitch will help the fabric move better with your body and not be so stiff. I measured the shorts to the length that I wanted them, and then I just cut off the excess fabric. To complete the shorts, I sewed the legs together and then went back and closed the gap that was left in the middle. To make the belt for my shorts, I sewed a few pieces of fabric together long enough to wrap around my waist. The pieces were 4 inches wide, which made a 2-inch wide belt. I then folded the fabric in half and sewed along the edge with a straight stitch. Before fully closing up the belt, I placed a safety pin on one end of the belt to help me flip it outside in. I left the other end open so that I could feed the safety pin all the way through. After a little bit of struggling to get the belt right side out, I closed the other end up with a straight stitch. Ideally, I would have ironed my belt so that I could be a little more structured, but I didn't have my iron on me and my straightener wasn't working for this fabric, so I just left it the way it was. After making my shorts, I decided that I wasn't happy with how the top was, so I decided to crop it a little more. I then cut the back in half and attached the extra fabric to the ends, then cut that in half again so that I could have a top that ties in the back. To finish it up, I hemmed the raw edges and sewed the straps in place, and I was finally done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope all of you are staying happy and healthy. Until next time, peace, and don't forget to love yourself because it's super important. Bye. Mwah.